All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. This is my daughter Charlie. She's going to be helping me out, right, baby? She knows a lot about plexus. She does. She's been around it for a while. But anyway, so tonight we're going to be going over following up and then touching a little bit on closing the sale. But I feel like a lot of the information that I go over about following up is really going to help you close the deal and get that sale or help that ambassador sign up. So the reason I'm doing this and why I chose this topic is because I've been doing a lot of one-on-one calls lately. A lot of you, actually, I see a lot of your faces on here. And I noticed that I was getting the same question over and over again, or at least a very similar question on how do I follow up? Do I feel like I'm bugging people, or how do I go about this? Whatever it may be. So I felt like it was time to have a Zoom about it. So I'm going to go ahead, get started. Don't want to keep you guys too long. I might talk a little fast, but no, it is going to be recorded, so you can go back and watch it. And afterwards, I'll stop recording and we can ask questions if we need to. So, all right, I have lots of notes, so bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the biggest rule in following up that I've seen is to really keep it short. Keep it to 1 or 2 sentences. Because when you send someone a follow-up, or when you get a message and you're out shopping at Target or cooking dinner or whatever that you're doing, and you notice that you just got a book written to you, you're not going to read it right then. You're too busy. You're going to set it down, be like, oh, I'll message them later, and then forget about it. And it'll be weeks, days will go by, and you'll realize you forgot to message that person back. But if it's short and you can answer it real quickly, you're more likely to respond. So keep it short. Another really great tool to use when you are following up, thank you, baby, is using voice memos. This may intimidate some of you, but on the Messenger Facebook app, I love, love, love using voice memos. And this is because they can hear that passion behind your voice. It's very similar to getting them on the phone or meeting them in person. It's one of the many reasons that we recommend it, so that they can hear that and hear the genuine in your voice. So use those voice memos. They have to listen to them. So that's great. They have to listen to it to figure out what it is that you're saying. And I've noticed a really good response when I use this for following up. It's really great. It's like sending them a little voicemail. But yeah, just a tip on that, by the way, is if you're recording it and you feel like you messed up and you want to redo it, you can just slide your thumb to the right off of the button, and it'll delete it and you can start over. And if you just release, then it'll send it. So really, really look into using those. I think they're great. Number 3. Okay, I'm not going to number all these because there's too many points. But still, number 3 is be excited. Have a lot of enthusiasm when you're following up with people. Use one statement and then ask them a question. Again, 1 to 2 sentences, keeping it short. Send them a statement. Say, hey, I know that you were really interested in trying the products or trying X Factor or Slim or whatever it was. And say, I'm just curious, is that something you're still interested in? That's it. That's all you got to do. 1 sentence, be really excited, and then finish with a question. The goal of that and asking questions is you really want to back and forth. You're trying to have a conversation with these people. The whole point of network marketing is to build relationships. So we're working with people, we're getting to know them, their story, their needs. Thank you very much. But this is relationship marketing. So we need to really get to their story and ask questions. Say, what are your goals? What is it that you need? Get info from them. Are they pregnant? Do they have heart problems? What is it that they're trying to achieve? And I'm talking about customers here, but even with potential ambassadors, you really need to know what is it that they want to achieve with this business. Really get to know them. And you're only going to get that with conversation and a lot of back and forth, not word vomiting all over them and and sending a book. So let's see here. Oops. Thank you, Charlie. What I really like about Eric Worre's book, GoPro, I'm going to mention that a lot, by the way, and if you don't have that book, I really suggest it. GoPro, it's $10 on Amazon. But he says to do what you say you're going to do, and that's really important for the integrity of your business. So in regards to following up, when you are talking with someone and you set up that next exposure, and you're like, they're like, oh, I have to talk to my husband, or I have to talk to my wife, or whatever it is, I have to wait until Friday when I get paid. You say, oh, that's great, totally understand. Do you mind if I follow up with you on Friday then? Or if they have to talk to someone or think about it, say, all right, that's great. I'll follow up with you in a couple days and see where you're at with that. And I let them know, hey, I'm going to be following up with you. I set up that next exposure. And in regards to Eric Worre saying, do what you say you're going to do, follow up with them when you say you're going to follow up with them. Put it in your planner, right? Set an alarm on your phone. I am probably the most forgetful person on the planet. It's really bad, actually. And so I have a planner and I have alarms set up on my phone, and I make sure that I follow up with people if I say I'm going to follow up with them. A really cool tool to use is Follow Up Friday in regards to this. So, if you're really busy and you have a lot of follow-ups to do, a lot of times I just tell people, hey, I'll follow up with you on Friday. I'll follow up with you on Friday. I'll follow up with you on Friday. That way I don't have, Susie over here on Tuesday and Sarah on Friday and my Aunt Janice on Wednesday. They're not all over the place. I just tell everyone, hey, I'll follow up with you on Friday. I have a list of people to follow up with, and then on Friday I take 1 to 2 hours and I follow up with everybody on then. And that helps me stay a little bit more organized and use my time more wisely. And obviously you can make Follow Up Friday whatever day you want. My Follow Up Friday actually usually ends up being Thursday, but whatever, Follow Up Friday sounds better. So that's what we use. But yeah, so do what you say you're going to do. Set up that next exposure. How many of you, it's okay if you have, because we all have, I've done it too, but when you're talking to somebody and they're interested, be like, oh, here's my website, go check it out. Me? I did it. It was really not a good decision. Don't do that, friends. That's not a good way to go about your business. Like I said, you have to have a conversation with these people. You have to have a good back and forth. So, don't give them their website. Don't give them your website until they are like ready to go. They're ordering. You're on the phone with them. You're right there. Save that for the last thing. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make sure everybody's muted. Okay, perfect. So yeah, make sure that you're not just sending that to them and that you are having that conversation and setting up that next exposure. Now, a good way, if you don't set up that next exposure, or if the conversation died down or whatever it may be, a good way to follow up with someone when you don't really know what to say is to find some new information to send to them. So let's say I have a friend who is going to be interested in the business, and she's been talking about signing up for a while, but she didn't have the money right away. And then we've been in contact on Facebook and everything, but are you okay, Charlie? Okay, I'm gonna put her in the carrier, but I'm gonna continue to talk. Mom life right here. Get a tissue for her nose for me, please. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, when you don't know what to say. So send them some new information. So my friend, I've been talking to her, and so I need an excuse to follow up with her. It's been a little while. It's past the time she said she'd have the money to sign up, and I go and find a testimony that I think would be, come here, baby, a diamond documentary that I think would be really good for her. That really matches, like, let's say she's a single mom and she's afraid she's not going to succeed. So I'll go and find a diamond documentary that is about a single mom. It shows that she can do it. And I'll be like, I was on YouTube and I saw this and I think it's perfect for you. So I will send her that, and I've actually done that before, and they love it. Or if I've been talking to a potential customer and it's been a while since we chatted, I need an excuse to talk to her, I'll go and find a testimony specific to what their goals were, what their health issues were. And so it's another reason to really get to know them. So I'll go and find one, somebody struggles with maybe some anxiety or extreme fatigue or whatever it may be, and I'll go find a testimony that fits them. That's a really great way. Another way to follow up is to just message them personally. It doesn't always have to be about Plexus. You can just message them if you saw a status saying that they had to take their kid to the ER or something a few days ago. Just be like, hey, I'm checking in with you. I want to let you know you're in my thoughts. Let me know if there's anything I can do. I hope so-and-so is doing okay. Or if you saw that they graduated from college or they got that promotion or something good happened, just send them a little congratulation note. Just like, I'm so excited for you. That's amazing. You really need to build that personal relationship with them. And that's really, really important. One of my favorite ways to follow up, and this is oftentimes after they've stopped responding to you, and that happens to all of us. People just stop responding, and I'm going to come back to that and how to handle that mentally. But when someone stops responding to me, first of all, I don't give up. I don't be annoyed, but if they haven't said yes and they haven't said no, then they're obviously still interested. That's my thought process. So I'm just going to keep following up with them. It might be a week, might be 2 weeks in between, but I'm going to. But I like to go on their profile and make sure I'm interacting with them on some things that they're posting. And the easiest thing you can do, just go like their profile picture. That's easy enough. You don't have no stalking required. Just like it, maybe comment if you want. Or like I saw a friend that has been talking to me for like a year and a half now. And, we talked about other things, but we haven't talked about Plexus in a while. And she's been ignoring my messages a little bit. I think she's busy moving. But she said she went to go see a movie, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to see that. How is it? How to go. And so I asked her a question that she had to respond to. And I'm just keeping that conversation going and being like, I'm still here. And another great way is to just wish people happy birthday. It's easy, you guys. You get notifications when it's people's birthday. So I go on there. I wish everybody happy birthday. Everybody. I don't care if you're on my team. I don't care if you're not on my team. I don't care if you're potential. You deserve to hear happy birthday, first of all. And second of all, it's really good to follow up with people. And they'll be like, well, I wonder what Rachel's up to lately. And they'll go look on your profile. Or I've had this happen too, where I wish them happy birthday. They're like, oh, thanks, girl. I've been meaning to get back with you about Plexus. Or I've been meaning to contact you. And it's great. Just do it. It's great. It's a really simple, follow-up tool. Okay, so back to if someone stops responding. Again, if they don't say no, you're not bothering them. You might think, oh, well, I don't want to annoy them. I don't want to bother them. But you're not. They showed interest before. You've talked about it before. They haven't said, Rachel, I'm not interested. I don't want this. And therefore, they still do. Now, I have gotten that before. I have gotten no, and that's fine. That's great. I'm going to go over that a little bit more, but I'm proud of myself for getting that no. That means that I didn't give up, and I kept going. I didn't give up when they stopped responding one time. But again, you're not bothering them. They've talked to you about it. They're interested. But statistically, it says that people have to be exposed to something 12 to 16 times before they are going to purchase it or be interested. So, you might have talked to someone once or had 2 conversations, and then you might have sent them a diamond dot. Guess what, guys? That's only 3 interactions. That's 3 exposures. Some other exposures might be them seeing a post on your Facebook, or again, you doing some of those follow-ups that I mentioned about liking their Facebook page or happy birthday. They need to associate your name with Plexus, and most people will. And that's a totally different topic, by the way. I'm going to be doing something on that later on. But, when they think of you, they think, oh, Plexus, that's right. So having a follow-up with them. Okay, so I'll go over that later. I think it'll fit in a little bit later. But a really good question to ask from Eric Worre's book again is when it's been a few days or weeks and they haven't responded, you don't really know what to do. You might have sent them new information. Oh, we're having sale, or here's the diamond dog, or here's testimony. This is kind of bold and straightforward, and I really like it, and it really works. Is you say, hey, it's been a few days. I haven't heard back from you. But on a scale of 1 to 10, can you answer me this question? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being 0 interest, 10 being I am ready right now, where are you at with Plexus? That's it. Just ask them that. Because you need to know, are they still interested? Or do they just have something holding them back? Is it, no matter what it is, if they're just nervous, or I don't know what it may be, or if they just decided it's not for them, you need to know so that you're not wasting your time. And that's a really good way to get a yes or no, or even if they just bring up some issues that they might be having that would be really easy for you to answer, and almost silly worries that we all probably had once upon a time, but we know the answers to them, and we know how to kind of soothe their worries. So I really like that. If they don't respond, realize that it's not you. And this is something that I have had to realize. I'm probably the worst person in the world at assuming the worst when it comes to a situation. Oh, I lost my keys. Oh my God, they're gone forever. I will never find them again. That's me. So when someone doesn't respond, when I first started the business, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I say? They must hate me now. They must think I'm silly, or my products suck, or I'm not going anywhere with my business, or all these, you internalize that. These thoughts go into your head. And I have realized how silly that was often when I get a message from them a week later, be like, oh my gosh, Rachel, I'm so sorry. I opened this, and as soon as I did, my toddler spilled water all over the floor, and I had to clean up, and I totally forgot to get back to you. It happens all the time. Or even people who don't check their Facebook messages often, they'll be like, oh, I haven't checked this in forever. I'm so sorry for not getting back to you. Yes, I'm totally still interested. And here I was worrying for a month that these people hated me. It's silly. It's so silly. That also, side note on that, some people prefer to be like texted or called. So sometimes if they're not responding, or if you get back to them, like, hey, would you prefer I texted you or messaged you here? What's easier for you? I've learned that oftentimes people want texting or calls or personal meetings, whatever it is. Okay, so I've kind of already mentioned this a little bit, but how to follow up differently. I talked about liking their profile picture, and I talked about wishing them happy birthday, but some other ways to follow up that isn't the classic, just sending a message, hey, how you doing? You still want some Plexus? Yeah. You gotta get a little bit creative. So get them to an opportunity event, invite them to something, whether that's in your hometown, if they're local, or even we have online events all the time. I think Laura, one of our uplines, even having one this weekend for Memorial Day. So invite them. That's what I do often when I haven't talked to people in a while. Again, it's presenting new information, like, hey, we have this great online event. Hop in. You have a chance to win some prizes. You can learn a lot more in depth about the products and the business, and I think you'd love it. And it's always fun and like high pace and stuff. So yeah, get them to an event. If they're local, ask them for a coffee or to go to brunch. Who doesn't want to go to brunch? And you can just be friends. I see you laughing, Allie. Everybody loves brunch. And Liv and I go to brunch all the time. Don't even laugh. But you talk to them about it, and it's pretty low maintenance. You can chat, be friends. Business will come up. You guys can talk. Again, they can hear that passion behind their voice. They can see you being genuine, and they can realize that you're not just out for them, to get them to sign up. Like, you actually want to help them. In person, phone calls. If you can't do in person, get them on a phone call. I love doing that. I'd be like, hey, I don't have a lot of time to talk right now, but are you free this week? I'd love to get you on the phone. We can even FaceTime or whatever it is. I've seen that be so incredibly beneficial, and they love to ask questions and get that immediate response, and it's really great. A video is a really unique way to follow up with somebody. And I know you might not like making videos, but once you get used to it, you'll be like, oh, I'm hot stuff. Look at me. And you can make like a live if you want. Like, if you notice that some people, you just know that they are hung up about trying Plexus or joining the business for one reason or another. If you're hearing the same thing over and over again, make a video about it. Post it to your wall, or even make a post about this, busting the myth about whatever it is that's holding them back or holds a lot of people back that you know. And that's a great way to follow up with somebody and answer their questions. I call it intentional marketing. That's one way to intentionally market, and it's great. I use it all the time. Again, sending a diamond doc or a testimony. You can be like, I'm not sure where you are with Plexus. I'm honestly at a loss, like if they haven't been responding. And you can say, but I saw this on YouTube and I just had to send it to you. I also pull that one all the time too. So just get creative, follow up in a bunch of different ways. It doesn't have to be that classic straight on follow up. You can be personal. You can talk to them through Facebook and social media and all these other things, invite them out. Play dates, those are great too. I think she's out. Nope, she's not, but she's getting there. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to go over that point? Oh, yeah, this is a short little point. I got this from Emily Roberts. She said, reduce exposures by being intentional. And so, I mentioned, exposures are those follow-ups. They have to have 12 to 16 exposures. But if you're really intentional about those exposures and you really are focusing on sending them information that's perfect for them, and, you're both distracted. Plexus isn't their priority. You have other stuff to do. But if you're intentional about reminding them, whether it's through a post or through a video, or it's through sending them a Diamond Doc or inviting them to something or whatever it is, if you're intentional about it and not just be like, hey, just curious, how's everything going? Are you still interested in Plexus? And while those are great, you have to be more intentional with it. And when you do that and you give them the information that they need, you're often going to be able to reduce the amount of exposures it takes to really close that deal. And I really like that. Condense it, make it about them. People like to talk about themselves. To really focus on that. Okay, already went over that point. Okay, I'm excited. All right, we're going to talk about objections real quick before we go to kind of finishing up closing the sale. So objections is like, you know what objections are. People have objections to trying the products or joining the business or whatever it may be. And so I actually got this from Amber. I forget her last name. I'll tell you in a little bit. I'll remember. But anyway, she said objections fall into 2 categories. And I think she even got this from Eric Worre because I remember reading this somewhere. But she said the one type of objection is prospects limiting their beliefs and their abilities. So this is when people are like, I'm not sure I'd be successful, or I'm not sure I'd really do that good. I'm not, I don't think people would want to buy from me. They don't believe in themselves. And the second type of objection is limiting belief in network marketing. I get this often. Oh, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to annoy my friends. I wouldn't have anybody to sell to. Whatever it may be. They don't believe in the amazingness that is network marketing and the incredible opportunity that they have at their fingertips. So it is our job to really let them know how amazing network marketing is. And I often do this through my posts and through my lifestyle. I talk about being an entrepreneur. I talk about the amazing opportunity that Plexus has. Our economy needs network marketing and small businesses. I let them know we aren't salesy. That's great. We share. we are not salespeople. We're shares people. That's actually a really annoying little quote, but it's true. We are personable, and oftentimes you see people do network marketing wrong. And that's when I hear people be like, oh, I want to sell to. I don't want to annoy my friends. Or is this one of those MLMs? Is this one of those pyramid scheme thingies? Oftentimes I answer that with a question, and I say, why? What do you think an MLM is? Or what do you think network marketing is? What is that to you? And I get their story. Again, I hear the bad experiences they might have had in the past, or, I really listen to their story, and that helps me get to the root of the real issue. It helps me get to the real question of what it is that they're asking me. And that helps me to better respond and be able to close that sale better and ease their worries, really show them how amazing this company is, the way that they need to hear it. So again, really get to know people. Okay, so I think this is from Emily Roberts too. I don't know, I watched 5 videos today. But she says when you go to the mall, they have those kiosks in the middle of the mall, and they have that person trying to sell you perfume. Be like, oh, free samples. And you're like, no, look away. We don't talk to that person. Those are salesy people. They're the crazy salespeople, and I think that's how people see network marketing, are those crazy kiosk people. And it's so incredibly true. But you also see those kiosks where people just have these awesome products. They have a really cool environment. They have what you need. I think there's one in our mall that has really cute. Are you okay? They have these really cute like robes and bags and like, I don't know, just cutesy little gifts. And I check over there often for cute stuff for Charlie or friends or whatever. But I don't have anyone trying to like, you know, kind of bring me in while I'm walking along. And those are the people that have created a really cool environment. And they've done what we're trying to do with our business. We want people to come to us. We need to present it, and we have these great products. We have what people need, first of all. And so we need to create a really cool environment. And what's the word I'm looking for? Unique. We need to draw people in because we have what they need. We're unique. And that's a lot of like branding yourself and really working on how do you want to be perceived with your posts and how you carry yourself in real life. And again, I'm going to be going over that. Be on the lookout for some announcements on the team page. But we don't need to be that crazy salesperson. We are salespeople, but we do it the right way. So we're going to be that cool kiosk that everybody wants to go to, and we don't have to like reel them in with a hook. We don't have to throw free samples out in the air. So this goes along. I'm going to skip to I'm going to combine a couple of things here. So we often get these objections like, oh, well, how much is it? Is it like, again, is it MLM pyramid scheme thingy? Well, how much have you made? You guys have got that question. I'm sure you have. And if you haven't made a dime or you just started, that's going to be, you're going to be like, oh, crap, well. So I really like the way you got to be real when you answer these questions. You have to be personal. You want people to trust you. These people are your friends. If you're trying to be salesy, it's not going to come across very well. They're going to see right through it. And if it's someone you don't know, they're also going to not like it. But if you're genuine, they're going to appreciate you being truthful with them. So if you haven't made a dime, just be like, you know what? I haven't made a paycheck yet. I just started. But I would share these products with people, even if I didn't make any money off of it, because they're that amazing. And I know that you would really benefit from it. And I know that you would have full belief in it, just like I do if you just gave it a try. Or same thing with the business. So along with how much is it? I already covered like the pyramid scheme thingy, but how much is it? That's a question you get often. Where's my notes on this? Okay, so I really like Amber Miller. What's her name? Okay, I had it written down. I knew I'd remember it. But she talked about how oftentimes when her team members come to them and say, hey, I get this problem all the time. It's objection of it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Well, number one, what you can do is you can ask them their budget in the beginning, by the way, and just like, hey, what's your goals? What's your health goals? What's your budget? And then when they set their own budget, that kind of throws that out the window. But something that's really huge and insightful that I like is when you say, well, I know it's expensive, but yada, yada, yada. Well, that's your problem right there. If you think it's expensive, you are subconsciously projecting that onto your potentials, whether you think you are or not. Or even if you don't think it's expensive, but if you think that person will think it's expensive, again, you are going to be projecting that onto them. So you have to believe, I mean, these products, they aren't expensive. They really, really aren't. Not when you think about all the amazing things that they can do and what they can help you avoid and how they can make you feel. If people knew half of the potential of these products or this business, they wouldn't think a second thought about any possible cost of them. So, you have to think, do you ever apologize for the cost? Do you ever try to justify it? And I know that this is how, like, I've trained people in the past, and I even used to do this too. I would say, oh, well, it's only as much as like a fancy latte or as much as a Coke and a candy bar. Well, while that's true, you're trying to justify it for them. You're trying to tell them, oh, hey, well, all you have to do is give up this and you can afford it. No, that's not how it goes. If someone says, is it expensive? You say, oh, no, it absolutely isn't. That's my favorite thing about these products, that they're so affordable. And that's true. And then you can say, do you have a budget you want to work within? We have products for everybody. We can make it work. And so, really having that proper attitude about it and really believing in these products and having that unwavering belief. But as for asking for their budget, I get this question a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and address it. Someone does have, a budget that's pretty tight and they can only afford literally one product. What should you start them with? I've come to realize, start them with BioCleanse. If they can get spring for the 180 capsule of BioCleanse, have them get that. That'll last them longer. It's better bang for their buck. And they have to clear out all of the bad stuff so you can put in the good stuff. So have them get BioCleanse first, and then that next month, you know, if they say like $30 a month is their budget, that next month have them go with ProBio 5, and they can add that in slowly, and then they're set on like BioCleanse for like 3 months at that 180. 2-3 months, and they can get ProBio 5, and then ProBio 5 the next month, and then BioCleanse again, and they keep going. And you know what? They're going to fall in love with these products. They're going to realize that it is worth it. They will figure out how to make that triplex work, whether that means becoming an ambassador and, you know, getting it for wholesale, or even getting a few customers, or, you know, starting a business and helping them pay for their products. They're going to fall in love with it. And that's a really way to introduce them to the products that way. Oh, I really like this too. So this goes along with it's too expensive thing. So, you know, we recommend the triplex often for people. And oftentimes in the beginning when I started, I thought that was too expensive for them. And so I would just recommend Slim, or, you know, whatever it was. And I love this concept of our brain works to get that deal. That's why stores do that, like buy 2, get the third one free, because otherwise you just buy one, but if you're gonna get that third one free, you might as well buy another one, right? So instead of recommending one product for $80, the Slim, you can be like, well, I have this combo pack. It gets you 3 products, an entire month's supply for only $125, all 3 of them. Or if you end up loving, and if you end up loving it, and maybe, you know, your family likes it too, you can sign up as an ambassador and get it for $109. 3 products. That's insane. And so people work for that deal. They love it. Our brains love it. They eat it up. So they're going to go for that deal and go for the 3 products. They would just the 1 product. I really like putting it that way. Okay. So I'm going to end up with, what did I say? Closing the sale. Okay, so I'm not going to go over these specific points with you because it's a 5-minute video that you can look up for yourself, but Victor Antonio, he's actually emceeing convention, which is super exciting. I'm excited about that. I've never seen him in person. He has a video on closing a sale, and he mentions his 5 points. He's like a sales guru on that. So my biggest 2 on those are urgency and trust, and I've already talked about that a little bit. You know, people have to trust you. You have to be genuine with people. So make sure you check that out. But I'm going to end with what Eric Worre says, and then a little bit about that going for no. So like I mentioned before, ask questions. End with questions so that people have something to respond to. Otherwise, often the conversation dies, and someone who's ready to sign up, they don't really know, you know, it's kind of awkward. They don't really know what to do. So I always like to end with, once I've got them sold on the products, once I think they're so interested, I say, hey, if I sent you instructions on how to order, would you be able to do that tonight? If I would you. Key phrase, use it all the time. So incredibly powerful. Love it, love it, love it. And sometimes, you know, most of the time they're going to be like, oh, well, not tonight. Yada, yada, yada. I have to talk to so-and-so, or I have to wait till I get paid. That's okay. Guess what? You have a timeline, which is great. And again, you set up that next exposure. You tell them, oh, okay, great. I'll follow up with you then. It was so great talking to you. I have to go now. Got a million things to do today. Got to be busy, right, everybody? So yeah, using that key phrase, if I would you, making sure that you're asking questions. And then again, touching back on what I mentioned before about that going for no. This is actually a book. I haven't read it. I've just heard about it a lot. But it's on my list. Ashley read it. She loves it. It's really short. She said she read it in like 1 day. I think she's a faster reader than I am though. And it's called Go for No. And it's all about changing your mindset and really, really go for that no. I want you to post, let me know, send me a message, send your sponsor a message, like, I got 38 no's this weekend, or, you know, whatever it is. You know what that tells me? That tells me that you are working your business. That tells me that you're not giving up after that first follow-up when they didn't respond. It tells me that you are invested. You believe these people will benefit from the products in the business. Tells me that you're not being annoying because you're following up in a proper way. It just tells me that it's not right timing for that person. That's all that tells me. And it also tells me that you're being awesome and working your business and not giving up. But oftentimes, I found that when I try to go for no, like I'm trying to get 10 no's this weekend, Guys, it is so hard. I try to get those 10 no's, but I get a lot of maybes and a lot of yeses, but not a lot of flat out no's. So I really make it an effort to go for that no, and I change that mindset. No is okay. It's not a rejection to you. It's just not a good timing for them. It's not personal, and I take everything personal. So when I say it's not personal, it's not personal. And so, yeah, I'm just going to end with, you have to realize that you have these two amazing gifts to offer people. You have the products in one hand, which could quite literally change their health dramatically. I have a customer that messaged me who said the products literally saved her life. She was on her deathbed, just wanted to die, and now she's like going on trips and loving her life and feeling amazing, and so excited to share her testimony. But just because I didn't give up, I kept sharing. She's actually a referral from another customer who ended up quitting like after a month. So I just think that's super cool. But you also have in your other hand this amazing gift of the business. And guys, this business is so phenomenal. If you haven't realized that yet, you need to go look at the comp plan. You need to watch some Diamond Docs. You need to get that belief. Because just personally, I've seen what the business done for other people, but personally for me, my family literally went from living off my husband's income, which wasn't even enough to pay for all of our bills, not being able to put food on the table, racking up debt on our credit cards, to me making like almost 3 times as much as my husband. And, we having more than enough money to buy food. We're going on vacations, putting money in savings, looking at buying a house later this year. It's crazy what this business can do for somebody, even if you're not at the top of the company. Even just an extra $500 or $1,000 a month could change so many people's lives. I mean, think about what you would do with that extra money. So yeah, you have these 2 amazing gifts, and you need to have full belief in them. You need to believe in these products. You need to believe in the business, and that's going to shine through. People are going to see that. They're going to get that. You're going to project that onto them. That's going to be a good projection, subconscious projection. So keep that in mind. But I really want to thank you all for calling in tonight. I know it's getting a little bit late, but I appreciate your time, and I hope that this helps. I'm going to go drink some water, put my kid in the bed. But yeah, anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions after this. There's so many people on here. I don't think we're going to have time to take questions. But anyway, message me. Let me know if you have anything to say. But I will talk to you guys soon, and I appreciate it. Okay, bye, everybody.